Okay, so I have been working on some stuff. Um, like if you follow me for any substantial amount of time, like you'll hear me regularly say, "Oh, I'm working on something," or "I'm building something," and like I do think that I deliver in terms of like releases and like stuff that looks like it's taking some time to construct, but that's just a factor of being here. But while I'm working on this other thing that I think I'll probably start sharing about soon, um, and if it's already been shared and this is like months past, like there's probably stuff in description boxes and such. But I was looking at a video and it was talking about how you can use what you like and dislike about not necessarily other people's content, but like other ways of doing things to determine how you might want to approach something or how you might want to create something. And then in doing that and honoring your likes and dislikes, you can ultimately create something original and unique because it's informed by your own preferences, your own configurations, if you will. It's like a switchboard. It's like twist a knob this way, this slider this way, that kind of stuff. Um, and so I recorded a video sitting here, with my with my inventor's glasses on, um, and noticed that like I had like easily talked for like 17 minutes. And I thought that was relatively easy. And I was like debriefing and kind of talking through my experience of like what I'm creating. Um, but I was kind of perplexed at like, is this another way to do what I'm already doing? And so I thought about it, and like I just kind of put my phone up to record this. But I'm thinking about like, I don't mind. I'm using a lot of words. I don't mind or dislike my current kind of setup and how I record my videos. However, I do think that I went in with the perspective of this is how this type of video is created. And like, if I'm saying on my channel, like it's about individuality, purpose, identity, and that kind of stuff, it's just like, without being contrarian, in what ways am I doing something like me instead of what I think is kind of best practice? Um, so I don't know. I think if you're creating something, I'm gonna slow down so this is not like super long. But I think when you're creating something different, I think the behavior that that thing, whatever it is, elicits or causes you to do. See, this is also why I edit them, because it gets rambling. But I think the actions that you take while creating or building something different can inform something else. Because this was just like, this is my experience creating video, and it's just like, wait, like this might not have to be, the setup doesn't have to be what it usually is. And I think for most of my videos, they're typically really scripted. I think I've said this a few times. They're typically very scripted for the fact that like there are specific things that I want to say. I don't think that my magic, I don't think that my gift and my real contribution comes in, these are the 3 points, these are supporting points, these are the things that I have to make sure that I hit. I think it is usually like, oh wow, this thing kind of hit and kind of blended, and I want to kind of talk through this. So I don't know. I think I'm not committing to this or anything other than what I'm already committed to. But I might be more intentional with allowing myself to play with more formats or just different formats. And it might not be many formats. You might find me in this little corner, this little nook, doing this again. But yeah, because that's a whole conversation that we'll likely have later in like a different forum. about like energy and like how your energy best wants to kind of function and operate, or where it does. Because like in my typical setup, it's like, okay, I have to set up a variety of things. And like if I can be well illuminated, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Um and I think it I don't know. I think this is see, and this is anyway. This is I'm one, and it's also very late, so it might not typically be so rambling, but it's like past midnight. But I will take a lesson from this, and we'll certainly see, in addition to other stuff, like what this kind of results in. Because I keep saying, like, most of us watching these videos distracted, and then I'm also setting up my recording space. So this might just be the lesson that I'm taking from this, is that like we choose not to be ourselves in ways that are more subtle than we might realize, and that there's often, and in many cases, an easier way to do things. And so this is probably the beginning of the easier way. And that's all I got.